The Commission resumes. Sorry we're starting later than the scheduled time, but there were unforeseeable problems that we had to deal with, which caused the delay. Before we have the... before we start with the witness, evidence of the witness, who Mr. Mpofu is going to call, I think it's necessary for us to do something else that's very important. I'm going to ask you all, please, to stand to observe a minute's silence. Before we do that, my colleague, Commissioner Tekota, will read out the names of the 34 people who were killed 2 years ago, last Saturday.
Kambokubizo elingqina lika Mhlekazi uMpofu umhlekazi umgcini sihlalo tuzawucela ukuthi sime ngenyawo sithobe inhloko umhlekazi Commissioner uTokota uyafunda amabizo ababangu 34 abasweleka phaya ngale mini.
We will then observe a minute's silence.
Kuzawuthi ke sithobe inhloko nje umzuzu owodwa.
Those who wish to do so may pray that their souls
abafuna ukuba bathandaze bangathandaza.
Also that the families of and loved ones of those deceased may receive help.
Into esizamukuyenza kokuba sibonise uvelwano nokuthi ke ifamily zalaba abasweleka babe
on the 16th of August.
Bayo nokoyamkela le.
Please stand.
Masisukumeni ke sonke.
Do you want to read out the names?
Sorry, I think yes, let the names be read out while we stand.
Uzawufunda amabizo umhlekazi uTokota.
These are the names: Mulifi Usil Zwele, Mutisautsile van Wyk Sakhalala, Kosiabo Kalabile, Pabalo Mchazi, John Kwatlano Ledingwano, Bongani Ngongophele, Tsebisile Yawa, Mongezeleli Nteneja, Henry Mvuyisi Phato, Ntandazo Nokamba, Bongani Mtse, Bonginkosi Yona, Makhosandile Mkhonjwa, Sitileha Merik Gadlela, Telang Vitalis Muhai, Mafolisi Mabia, Andris Mutlapula Ntsinyeo, Janeveke Rafael Liau, Fezile David Sapendu, Anele Mtizeni, Mzukisi Sompeta, Tabiso Yohanis Telejane, Mpangeli Tukuza, Tobile Mpumza, Mgcineni Noki, Tobisile Zimbambele, Tabiso Musibitsane, Patrick Akona Chichase, Julius Tokoti Mangojwa, Michael Ngweyi, Jackson Lehupa, Khanare Elias Munesa, Mpumzeni Ngande, Thembinkosi Gwelani.
Thank you. We'll now start the minute silence.
Enkosi.
Mr. Mpofu.
Thank you, Chairperson. Thank you for the chairship. Ahmad, Chairperson, before calling the witness, Chairperson, maybe place on the record that on Saturday there was a public memorial commemoration service which was attended by about 15,000 people or so, where
this was at the
site,
in the vicinity, yes, of the copy.
At the copy, yes, Chairperson, and it was in respect of all 44 victims, and the names of all 44 victims were read out, and a similar observance was made and prayers, and that a short message from the commissioners, the three commissioners, was read out, and that it was very well received, Chairperson. Thank you very much.
Uveza umhlekazi Mpofu ukuba ngomgqibelo bekukho phaya kwindawo yesiganeko i-commemoration ibibanjele bonke ke abantu abasweleka i-44 yonke afundwa amagama abo, kwathi ke nengxelo ibivela kwapha kwi-commissioners yafundwa bayivuyela abantu uthi enkosi.
Yes, I understand you read the message out on our behalf. Thank you for that.
I read it. Thank you, Chairperson.
Yeah, afunda nguye kanye umhlekazi Mpofu.
Chairperson, may I call Mr. Shadrach Sandisile Mchamba?
Yes, of course. Is he already seated at the...
He's already seated at the place.
Mr. Mchamba, would you please stand? Are you willing to take the oath, or do you wish to affirm?
Prepared to take the oath, Chairperson.
Would you please swear him in, Mr. Mchamba?
Uyafunga ukuba yonke into ezawuyithetha apha izawuba inyaniso epheleleyo, inyaniso yonke ngamsanda sakho sokutya Thixo ndincede. Soneni, Chairperson.
Thank you. You may be seated, Mr. Mchamba. Yes, Mr. Mchamba.
Thank you, Chairperson. Just by way of housekeeping, Chairperson, we had forgotten that his statement had been submitted previously unsigned, Chairperson. You will have in front of you the signed version, which was signed last week.
Statement is
but the statement itself had been submitted as M50
yes,
sometime before.
Yes, thank you very much.
Savezwa apha singu exhibit M50 unikeze ngoku SSSINE.
No, that's the type. M50. Put an extra one. Then, Chairperson, also, if I may just indicate that this witness, unfortunately, in the intervening period after the incident, was diagnosed with a severe case of cancer, and he had to undergo chemotherapy for something like 6 months, and therefore at some stages he might indicate needing breaks, and I've already told him that he must signal, and that I've alerted the commissioners.
I understand giving evidence would be a great ordeal for him, would be anyway, but particularly the light of what you've told us. And obviously, if he begins to feel tired or feels the need for a more frequent break than we normally take, and he must just indicate that to us, and obviously it will be...
Thank you very much, Chairperson.
Umhlekazi Mpofu beveza kokubemveni kwesiganeko uye waba nokugula cancer, uthi ngoku kwamanye amaxesha ukuba ungaziva kakuhle kodwa uxelela ikomishini okokuba xa ungaziva utsho nje okokuba ufuna ibreak encinci. Thank you, Chairperson.
Good morning, Mr. Mchamba.
Ngiyabulisa mhlekazi.
Molweni tata.
Morning, sir.
How frequently are you still undergoing your treatment?
Usaya nangoku treatment uyakangaki?
Bendiloko ndihambe treatment for inyanga ezintandathu.
I was undergoing treatment for 6 months.
Bathe bandibone ngathi ndingcono ngoku kodwa emva kwe 3 months ndiphinde ndibuye futhi ndizochekishwa ukuthi
said it was now better, but I have to come every 3 months to be checked to see what the condition is.
Thank you. When did you start to work for Lonmin?
Waqala ngisebenza phaya kwaLonmin.
Ilonmi ndiqala usebenza ngo-2011 emva kwe-strike saqala sa-2011.
In 2011, Chairperson, after the end of the first strike at Lonmin.
Okay, and you worked there as a rock drill operator?
Ubusebenza phaya RTO.
Ndiqashwe Steve RTO.
Yes, Chairperson, I was taken into the service as an RTO.
According to your statement, you only joined the people who were sitting at the copy on the 15th, is that right?
Kunjalo kokuba wena uyewazi manyansana ababantu babesestriking ekopini nge-15.
Kunjalo, Dad.
It is correct, sir.
Can you please tell the commission or the commissioners why it is that you only joined at that relatively late stage of the strike?
Kwenziwa intoni ke kokuba wena ufike phaya kubo emva kokuba sekhambe ixesha?
NgoJuly ka-2012 ndiye ndathatha i-leave.
I was on leave during July of 2012, Chairperson.
Ngoba ndingachani idate kakuhle.
If I'm not making a mistake about the date,
kodwa ibingamaphelelo kaJuly.
it was towards the end of July.
And ndathatha i-leave ndawufuneka ndiripote ndibuyele emsebenzini nge-14th ezika-August.
I was supposed to report back on duty on the 14th of August.
So ndibuye ndimuntu ondihlala eKlerksdorp ekhayeni.
I stay in Klerksdorp.
Ndibuye ekhayeni nge-13.
I came back from home on the 13th.
Bese ndivile ukuthi kune-strike.
I had already heard there is a strike taking place over the radio and the TVs.
So nge-14th bendisalungisa endlini.
On the 14th, I was still getting my place of residence ready.
Nge-15th ndava kuthiwa kudityanelwa entabeni.
I heard that there was a meeting taking place on the mountain on the 15th.
So ndam ndadicide ukuthi ndiye entabeni ndiyova ngoba kuthiwa kuripotwa yonke iripoto siyiva entabeni.
I then decided to go to the mountain to hear what was being said because all the reports were being given on the mountain.
Okay, thank you. So the morning of the 15th was your first time to go to the copy?
Ngoku ke wathi ngentsasa yange-15 wokuqala ukuya phaya ekopini.
Kunjalo mhlezi.
Correct.
Okay, before we deal with the events of what you might have observed there, I just want to go back to your background in the mining industry. You've already said that you started working for Lonmin in 2011. How far did you go to school?
Phambi kokuba siyeke endabeni uthi ungene phaya eLonmin ngo-2011 esikolweni wagqibela ku-standard bani?
Ndagqibela ku-standard 9.
I went up to standard 9.
And when was that? Well, that's not contentious. It was in the early 90s, about 92 when you left school, correct?
I go 92 xa uyeka isikolo. Yes.
Ndagqibela ngo-92 esikolweni.
My last year in school was 92.
Yes. And after that, what did you do?
Emveni koko waswenzani?
Ithe enyakeni olandelayo ngo-1993 ndafumana umsebenzi e-Ellisrand eCaltonville.
The following year, 1993, I got a job at Ellisrand in Carltonville.
Ndasebenza khona besenza.
Is that a mine?
Yeah, mine there.
Ellisrand Gold Mine.
Ellisrand Gold Mine, yes.
Yes. Okay, so have you worked in any other industry since 1993 for the 20 years period?
Was mine kusuka ngo-93 kukho enye indawo kwaphangela kuyo?
Oko kusuka ndisebenze i-mines na.
Only in the mines from the beginnings.
From
Ellisrand, I went to Klerksdorp, at Fall Reefs. From Fall Reefs, I went to Velcom. Coming back from Velcom, that's when I was employed by Lonmin.
Yes, and you told me that all the mines that you worked at previously were gold mines. Lonmin was your first platinum mine. Is that
uthi kweza ezinye usebenza kwezegold ubuqala ukusebenza kwezeplatinum apha elonmini.
bendiqala usebenza umayini weplatinum apha.
It was the first time that I was employed in a platinum mine here, sir.
Right. What kind of work were you doing in that 20-year period of your experience in the mining industry?
Umsebenzi bowenza ke kule minyaka engamashumi amabini egqithileyo bekuyintoni phayis mine?
Ellis Rand bendiyenza general work ngumsebenzi.
At Ellis Rand I was doing general work. This means any kind of a job given.
Itemva koko ndafunda umtshini khona pha Ellis Rand.
Thereafter I learned the using of the machine also at Ellis Rand.
That's the drilling machine?
The machine rock drill. The drilling machines.
Okay.
Rock drill.
The rock drill machine.
Emva koko tot nangoku ndisasebenza lo msebenzi.
From then on up to now I'm still doing that job.
Okay. Thank you. Now, we've now come to know in the commission that there are three major divisions at Lonmin: Eastern, Western, Platinum, and Career. Which of those were you falling under?
Sivile kokokuba phaya elonmini kokho East, Plats ne Western ne Career ukweyiphi wena?
Ndisebenza Career.
I'm at Career.
A 4-belt.
4-belt.
All right. Then again, just by the way of this kind of background, which union are you a member of?
Kwimibutho ke yabasebenzi kweyiphi union?
Ku-AMCO.
I'm at AMCO.
And have you been a member of another union previously?
Uke waba lilungu lomunye umbutho phambilini?
Uqala kwami usebenza bendiku-NUM.
When I started working I was in the NUM.
Ukusuka ndiku-NUM kuzo zonke ezimine bendisebenza kuzo.
In all the mines in which I worked I was member of the NUM.
Nangaphambili ndike ndaba si-steward le-Befun ku-NUM.
One time at Buffels I was a steward in the NUM.
Yes, and were you also active in any other way in the NUM in those 18 or so years?
Kule minyaka egqithileyo ke ubungumuntu nokothatha inxaxheba kwizinto ze-union the-NUM.
Ndikhumbula
yes.
Ndike ndasuka nasekhosini apha Elijah Bahai affirmative action.
I remember being sent to a training course at a place called Elijah Bahai. That was
affirmative action.
It was a course about affirmative action. The person training us was Mr. Gwede Mandashe.
Yes, thank you. Okay, now let's go back to the copy. On the 15th, when you got there, were you in the company of anyone?
Xa ufika phaya ke nge-15 kumntu ohamba naye?
Bendihamba nomngane wam umakhelwane wam nguye wandixelela ngokuthi kudinyana nentabeni bendihamba.
I was with a friend of mine who's also my neighbor. He's the person who told me about the meeting taking place there.
Bathi nguJackson.
His name is Jackson.
Okay. Upon your arrival at the copy, what did you observe?
Ufike entabeni ke wabona ntoni kwenzeka ntoni?
Ndifikele kunabantu abaninzi begcwele apha entabeni.
There were many people full on the mountain when I arrived, Chairperson.
Kunamapolisa enze i-wrong ngehipo nen.
There were also policemen standing in a row in Caspers and other vehicles.
And then abantu benibona abanye beziphethele induku abanye bephethe izixhobo zabo.
Some of the people there had sticks and others had other kinds of weapons.
Right. And you, what did you have?
Wena ke ubona uphethe ntoni mbaba?
Amna bengayazi beniqala uya benaziphethelanga nix.
I did not have anything. I was going there for the first time, Chairperson.
Okay. Did you know the people who were there, or let me put it this way, how many of the people were familiar to you?
Abantu ubongabantu baqhele ubaziyo bebabangaki apho.
bakhona abanye endisebenza nabo andifike ndabafikela besebephaya.
Some of the people that I worked with, some of the people that I found working there already.
abanye ndibaqhelele ubabona eshaftini.
Some of the people were known to me only by sight, seeing them on the shafts.
Mr. Noki sebenza eshaftini enye 4 belt.
With Mr. Noki, we worked in the same belt, same shaft, 4 belts.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Maybe, Chairperson. Chairperson, yes, I think what I should have done is at the beginning just to deal with the statement as a whole. Mr. Mchamba.
First, I expected you to, but I thought when you didn't, you did
Yes.
at the end.
Thank you, Chairperson. Mr. Mchamba, you have the statement in front of you, M50, correct?
Usiphethe phambi kwakho statements akho M50.
That one is better.
I do have it, sir.
Is that your statement which you did previously, I think last year?
Ile statement usenza kulo nyaka gqithileyo.
And him and his party.
Yes, I made this statement last year.
And did you sign the statement last week?
Usayine kule viki igqithileyo statement.
Kunjalo that.
It is correct, sir.
And if you go to page 7, you've got
Kumhlathi paragraph 7. Page
page 7 of the statement at the
page
bottom.
7 is statement phaya ezantsi.
Is that your signature there?
Ulapha usayine khona phaya.
Yeah, I'm listening.
That's my signature, yes.
Okay. Oh yes, I see it was actually submitted in January of this year, Chairperson. The unsigned copy.
Yes, he appears to have signed it in August. But anyway, the point is he's now confirmed it as that.
Yes.
So
Thank you, Chairperson.
it's not relevant to go further into that.
Yeah. And the statement, nothing has changed except that you have now attached your signature.
Phandle nje kokuthi usayine phaya ayikho enye into eyachangewa yaguqulwa. Nothing has been changed, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Chairperson. Yes. Okay, Mr. Mchamba. Can we now go back to just taking you through the sequence? What did you observe on the 15th about the movement of people,
Nge-15
of workers?
abasebenzi babehamba kanjani phaya?
nge-15 bendibona abasebenzi behlabenyuka abanye behamba befuna amanzi kuba kunamanzi kulaa ndawo.
The 15th chairperson, I saw workers going up and down, some going to look for water because the place where we were did not have water.
Nami emva kwemini bendike ndahamba khona umntata ondisebenza nawo uboy.
I also in the afternoon left the place together with a man I worked with known as Boy.
Sahamba sofuna ukutya mashopini akufitshane apha
We
ekhayeni.
went to the shops in the vicinity there to go and look for something to eat.
Saphinda sabuyela apha entabeni.
We returned back to the mountain.
Bendibona nje abantu bebezihambela nje namapolisi bezimele nje.
We're just walking freely and the police were just standing around there.
Okay. It's common cause that in the late afternoon, Mr. Sokwana arrived there with the police. Were you still there?
Ngexesha kufika uSokwana emva kwedina ubusukhona apha efika namapolisa.
Bendisekhona.
I was still present, sir.
Can you then tell the Commission what you observed in respect of that visit?
Ka usho ke kwenzeka ntoni ngalo visit yakhe undwendwelo lakhe apho?
Utata uZokwana uyowafika ehamba nemoto yamapolisi.
He arrived there in a police vehicle, sir. That's Mr. Zokwana.
Basondela bafika bama phambi kwethu
They
ngavene.
came near in that vehicle and stood in front of us.
Wathetha efuna usi-addressa nge-loudspeaker.
He spoke through a loudspeaking machine wanting to address us.
Esicela ukuthi kufuneka sibuyele emsebenzini.
He was saying to us that we need to go back to work.
Abasebenzi baphendula bathi abanokwazi ubuyela emsebenzini umqashi banika impendulo.
The workers responded by saying they would not be able to go back to work until the employer has given them a response.
Kwafumana ukuba akafuna umamelisa ndena abasebenzi bangasafuna umamela.
He did not want to listen, and the workers also adopted the same attitude. They didn't want to listen.
Bemcelile ukuthi makaphume entweni enyaleni address ime.
He was requested by the workers to come out of the Nyala vehicle to come and talk to us personally. He refused that, and at the end he left.
Okay, it's also common cause that shortly thereafter, Mr. Matunjwa arrived in a similar manner. Were you still there?
I was still present.
Can you please tell the Commission what happened in respect of that visit?
Mr. Matunjwa chairperson arrived in the same manner in which Mr. Zogwana came. He was inside the Nyala, and he also used the loudspeaker to talk to us. The workers made the same request, said, why don't you come out of that vehicle to come to talk to us? He explained to the workers that the police had requested him not to come out of that vehicle. He pleaded with us to be patient so that he could tell us for what reason he had come. He also mentioned that we should go back to work, that he would go and talk to our management in connection with our complaint.
The
workers then said to him, since it is late for him to listen to all our grievances, he was asked to come back the following day. He promised that he would come back the following day at 9 o'clock.
Right. Okay, after Mr. Matunjwa's visit, what then happened on the 15th?
We then also decided it was late already. We then parted. People went to their different places of residence. A few remained on the mountain.
Close to 10, 15.
I would estimate about between 10 and 15. The majority of the people left.
Right, but you yourself, what did you do?
I left, I went to the house because I stay quite a distance far from that place.
Okay. Where do you stay?
I
stay at a place called the Big House. It's near Marikana at town.
Town, yes. Right. Okay. Then the following day, what did you do? Which was the 16th of August.
16 about 9 o'clock.
The 16th, chairperson, about 9 a.m., I proceeded to the mountain.
And what did you observe?
I arrived on the mountain, sat there and waited. The 16th, there were more people. It was more full than the days before.
This was
because, chairperson, when we left on the 15th at night, we told other workers that Mr. Matunjwa would be coming to us the following day.
bonke abantu bebefuna uzova ukuthi intoni ezafika ithethe.
So everybody was interested in what it is that he was coming to tell us.
Sinethemba lokuthi mhlombe kuzawuthi asibuyele emsebenzini okanye kuzawuthethiswana into ebhetere.
Our hope was that we would be told to go to work and that things would be made better.
Okanye sizawuva uphakamiselo kwemali into ezifana.
We were expecting the wages that the raise in the wages.
Thank you. Okay, so for the reasons you've mentioned, there were a lot more people. What did you observe about the police presence?
Ngamapolisa ke wabona ubukho babo bunjani ngalomini siqale ngabantu bababebaninzi.
Amapolisa ebebonakala ukusuka xa sisuka ezindlini sibone begcwele ezindleleni.
Leaving from our houses, Chairperson, we saw that all the roads were full of police. And they were proceeding in the direction of the mountain. There were also on the mountain from the police side much more different kinds of weapons. Some were seeing those for the first time.
All right. Did Mr. Matunja arrive at 9?
Wafika ngo-9 uMatunja.
Akazange afike ngela xesha lika-9, ufike emini.
He did not arrive at that time at 9, although he arrived quite late. I'm not sure of the time of his arrival there.
Okay, let me put it this way. How many times did Mr. Matunja arrive at the mountain that day?
Ngalo mini wafika amaxesha mangaki pha emayi? Matyela mangaki?
Ufike kokuqala. Wafika wathi ukuthi utrayile ukudibana nemanagement bathi abanokwazi ukudibana naye ngoba ubaxelele akabanika ngaxesha ba it was in a short notice.
Chairperson, he came to report to us that he tried to meet management, but they would not meet him, giving the reasons that it was at short notice, they could not talk to him. He left and said he was still going to try to talk to them. It was after he had left, Mr. Matunja, that Bishop Siyoka came. He asked us what the problem was, why are we on the mountain? He was speaking to the group that was in front of us, our leaders on the mountain. They explained everything to him, everything that was going on. They said we want the employer to come to us to talk to us about our wages. He also promised that he would go and try to get them. He left, Chairperson.
Right. And did any of those two gentlemen who had now gone promising that they were going to try and bring the employer do so, or do they come back?
La manene amabili athembiso kokuba azawuzama ukuyothetha naye aphinde abuya apho.
Bishop Siyoka kanga phinda abuya.
Bishop Siyoka did not come back. Mr. Matunja did.
Yes, and then can you please tell then the Commission broadly what happened during Mr. Matunja's second visit to the copy?
Visit yakhe le yesibini uMatunja uchazela ukuba wathini kwenzeka ntoni. When Mr. Matunja came back for the second time, he explained to the workers that his endeavors to meet the management had failed. He explained that on his arrival at the LPD,
ufikele kunamapolisa amanye akhoyo pha
He found that there were policemen there.
wasicacisela uba umoya ufikele umoya ungasamandanga.
He explained to us that the situation was not conducive. It was tense there.
wasicela uba into ayibonayo sekuplaniwe ngathi.
He said to us, according to him, he says, some plan has been made about us, some plan has been decided on.
wacela wasibenza ukuthi sonke ucela ukuthi siyasisuka pha entabeni ngoba ubonelela uba sizobulawa.
He made a plea to the workers. He said to us, he would like us please to go off the mountain because he believes that we were going to be killed.
ucenge kakhulu kwelo langa.
He pleaded with us. He pleaded with us very much on that day.
abasebenzi bathi abazanga ngenxa kaTata Mathunjwa pha.
The workers said they did not come there because of him, because of Mathunjwa.
abazanga ngenxa yombutho noba nguphi.
They have not gathered there on behalf or on the request of any union, whichever one.
bazethu ngobingabasebenzi ba.
They came there as workers.
so bacela uTata Mathunjwa ahlukane nabo.
They asked Mr. Mathunjwa to leave them off.
bazawuhlala phakathi tot bade bafumana impendulo kusuka kumqashi.
They said they would sit there until such a time that a response has been received from the employer.
emva kokuTata Mathunjwa wa decide ukuthi makahambe.
It was thereafter, Chairperson, that Mr. Mathunjwa decided to leave.
lana abasebenzi ke bona behleli apho.
The workers remained seated there.
Yes. Okay. What then, after Mathunjwa left, what did you observe?
Sehambile kuMathunjwa wabona kusenzeka ntoni?
Njengoba izintaba zimbini pha endaweni.
There are two mountains, two copies there, Chairperson.
khona lenkulu ingapha.
There's the big one on the one side,
khona lenye encinci kwelicala.
and on the one side there's a smaller one.
Ndi phezulu kule nkulu.
I was on top of the bigger copy.
Yes, it's known as copy 1. So,
Ibizwa ngokuba ikopi yokuqala leyo.
okay.
Yes.
ithe nxa uTata Mathunjwa ngaqheba uhamba.
After the departure of Mr. Mathunjwa,
sabona amapolisa engqungana.
we saw the police coming together
bonakala ngathi khona into bebeyithetha.
as though there was some discussion taking place.
ithe emva koko bahlukana sabona besiya ezimotweni zabo.
Thereafter, we saw them parting, going to their individual vehicles.
kwaqala ngoku bedonsa i-razor wire.
Then they started drawing, uncoiling the razor wire.
From which side of the mountain?
Kusuka kweliphi icala le ntatshana le.
kule ntaba yokuqala ikopi 1 ukusuka ngase-power station.
From copy 1, that is the side of the power station, Chairperson.
zabe ziqala njalo zisiya zilandelana.
They started following one another, uncoiling the wire.
sabe sibona uba ngathi lana uTata Mathunjwa beyithetha izakwenzakala.
We then realized what Mathunjwa had said might happen.
abasebenzi ubuninzi betra ngokuya ngasenkanini.
The majority of the workers started moving towards Enkaning settlement.
kunendlela egqitha pha ngasebuhlanti abantu.
There's a road
besigqitha khona sisebenzisa yona siyofuna amanzi.
we were using all the time whenever we went to go and get water. That is the road that go past the kraal towards Enkaning.
so abasebenzi bonke bebesiya ngakuloo ndlela befuna ukugqitha pha.
Majority of the workers moved that way. They wanted to go past there.
sibona nokuthi indawo ekufitshane uba masingaya kuyo.
It was also the nearest shortcut to the settlement.
mna njengoba bendikule ntaba inkulu.
As I was on the bigger mountain,
ndithathe ixesha ukwehla abanye bebesebephambili.
took some time in climbing down the mountain. There were people already in front of me.
ndazofika tot kule kopi yosibini
I came up to the second copy.
lencincanana.
That is the smaller one.
ndiye ndafika ndama kwethutywana apho.
I stood there for some time.
ndingumuntu ondithanda usebenzisa icuba bendisabhema.
I was smoking there because I do smoke. cigarettes. Whilst standing there, we were looking at the people that were singing and that were moving in front of us. Just before they reached the crawl, the one nyala had closed up the place where they were to go through. They turned, indicates, to the left-hand side of the crawl. Whilst we were standing at that time on the rocks in the second mountain, I believe a few of us were standing there, about between 10 and 15. Just as they turned on the other side of the crawl, we had gunshots and there was a lot of dust going up there. That water thing, the water cannon, was also spraying water. The whole place was full of tear gas at the time. People were falling there. The hippos were driving towards the people and people were running in all directions. Some had fallen there, some had fallen next to the hippos. As I was standing at that place where I was chairperson, I was right in front of this mountain. I saw one that had fallen in front of a hippo. I saw the hippo going over there, whether it was the blanket that he had, but I saw it going over it. It went over the blanket.
Yes. At that stage, what did you think had happened?
Thought it was a person that it had gone through when it went over the blanket.
Yes. In your statement, you have indicated that your lawyers subsequently advised you that from the objective evidence, the person that you say you thought had been gone over had not been found. What is your reaction to that?
I certainly believed, Chairperson, that it was a person that it had gone through. I was surprised when I was told that no such a person was found. When I was told that nobody had been run over by a hippo, I then thought I had made a mistake because of the dust that was there at the time. And the whole place was full of tear smoke.
Yes, and what you say was a blanket which was run over by a hippo. Whereabouts, in respect, if you say you were somewhere in the vicinity or in front of the copy, and then there's the kraal that you've already spoken about. Whereabouts on the veld was this happening?
Apha ihippo yagijima khona phezu kwale ngubo njengoba wawumile andithi wena wawuphambi kwale ntajana le incinci kukho ubuhlanti apha phambili wawukuphi nendawo.
Nxa usuka kule ndawo incinci.
If one proceeds from the small hill, from the small mountain, there are some rocks there. Just in front of that small hill.
ngapha kobuhlanti uyabona into enzakalayo
As one is standing on those rocks, looking towards the left-hand side of the crawl towards its end, one can see clearly what is happening there.
Okay, now after those observations and as you're saying there was a lot of commotion and so on, what did you do or where did you go?
Wasewenzani ke emva baba xa usubona sekukhona inhlanga okwapha?
Abantu abaninji bebesebebuya babebuyela kule direction entaba futhi.
Many of the people were running back again in the direction of the mountain.
Ngam ke ndabe sendibaleka ndisi.
I also
kule direction yase Marikana ndicinga uba mandi
ran
side yasekhaya.
In the direction of Marikana towards where my home is.
Yes, yeah, just about that issue. Initially, when you moved from the big mountain or down the big mountain, where did you want to go?
Xa usihla kule ntaba enkulu ke usihla ezantsi injongo yakho kwakuyaphi?
Kule ntaba yokuqala.
You mean from the first mountain?
Yes, so I'm taking you back. I'm saying when originally you climbed down that mountain and you say you went towards the Kopi, towards the direction of the smaller Kopi, where were you intending to go?
Andithi uthe wena wawuphaya kule nkulu xa usihla usiza ngakule encinci intaba injongo yakho kwakuyaphi?
I
wanted to run towards Nkaning because Nkaning was the nearest place.
Okay, now you were then telling the commission that after all the things that you've described, then you were running towards the opposite direction, which is towards the Marikana town, where you live.
Yes, running towards Marikana. Some ran towards the Shek settlement that is on the other side of the road known as Nkaning. Some others ran in the direction of a house called the Storm Ace.
Is Storm Ace a house or a settlement?
Storm Ace is a settlement, Chairperson. It's known as Storm Ace settlement.
How far is that settlement from the, or where is it in relation to the power station?
Power station, Linda, Storm Ace
power station.
There's the power station, and then there's a road not far away from there. Then there's the Storm Ace. Anyway. No, there are two settlements there, Shepherd. The one is also Nkaning Zimbini. There are two different Nkanings. There's a one Nkaning on the other side of the power station, and another one on the other side. And as one proceeds away, points to the right, then there's the Storm Ace settlement.
Okay, maybe let me put it like this. In relation to the
sorry, Mr. Pope, sorry to interrupt you. It seems as if this witness is having difficulty, which I can understand, in explaining to us. I should imagine it won't be a controversial matter to what the informal settlement is he's referring to, and I'm sure we can get to admission. It sounds to me it may be the informal settlement that Captain Kidd's forces were supposed to be.
That's correct,
but I'm sure we can establish that on a common cause.
Without controversy.
It's difficult sometimes for a person of this kind to explain.
Yes. No, thank you, Chairperson.
This side and that side.
Yes. I appreciate that. Thank you much. Thank you very much, Chairperson. Is Storm Ace the smaller settlement which is behind the power station, closer to the town side or the western side of the power station?
Storm Ace sipaya emva kwe power station xa usuka usiya ngasedolobheni. That is the other part of Nkaning. Stormace would then be on the other side.
But is it the smaller settlement, not the big Nkaning that we know?
Nkaning Lengu. That's right, the smaller one.
Thank you. Okay, and in any event, you were just saying that there were some people who went that side. You yourself, where did you go?
Uthi kwabantu ababalekela kwelo cala wena ngokwakho wayabalekela phi?
Mna thoma bendibona ba kune aeroplane ezibapha phezulu ndibona xa ndizobaleka open space bazo mhlawumbe zawudutyula okanye nje.
Chairperson, there were flights above us, and I became scared that if I ran in the open direction, there's a likelihood of being shot.
By flights, I take you're referring to helicopters flying above, were you?
Helicopters. Yes, the helicopters that are flying above.
It sounds as if we're moving towards scene 2 at the moment. That's what you told me about the witness's fragile condition because of his treatment. When it's appropriate for us to take the first comfort break, please let me know. Obviously, you'll do it at the time.
Thank you, Chairperson.
It suits your examination.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. I appreciate it. Right. Yes, because of the helicopters.
Ndibona nenezipho ezibesezisiza ngokusiza sileqa uyale.
And the hippos, the nyalas were coming behind us, sort of chasing towards us.
I
realized it would be far to reach my destination.
I decided to
go and hide in the third mountain that is in the vicinity there.
Yes. Now, the third vicinity, or rather the third mountain which you've mentioned is what is known in the commission as Sin 2, as the commissioner or the chairperson has indicated. When you say you wanted to hide yourself there, what do you mean by that?
Because I was scared at that time because of the fright. I ran, and there are rocks over there, so I hid between the rocks. There were other workers who were also hiding there, quite a number of us. Some were behind the bushes, some between the bushes. Because there was a big rock.
And then
we were seated there, and from the other side of the rock they could not see us. And on the one side there was also another big rock which also served as an enclosure. They could not see us. There is a place, some entrance which one could use to go between these rocks.
Okay, all right, thank you. Before we then go over what happened when you were there next to those rocks and so on, we will, I'll ask the chairperson to take a short comfort break. Then we'll go over that, what happened at Sin 2.
We'll take an adjournment now for 15 minutes.
So, about 15 minutes.
Kuba picture is so very clear. It's so very clear. We are one copy 1, copy 2, and then we start. Yeah. Dear God.
In fact, especially from where we were, because we elevated, you actually see the small one, the big one, the power station.
Yes, yeah. No. It was a reorientation.
It helps.
Yeah.
I'm just, the reason I stopped at that point is because